Okay guys, real quick here on this build. I know I said I'd actually show you a full build, but got anxious and wanted to get this in the air. But I believe I can show you really quick, just briefly, what was the most important thing about this, because on these HeliArtist fuselages, even though as well as they're built and everything, there's still quite a bit of work to do to them to actually get your helicopter good, stable, and tight fitting in this. And the most important was the tail. And you'll see in the beginning of the video how big that rectangle is actually cut out in the tail in the back. And what I had to do is use a piece of 16-inch thick plastic that I actually glued into place, dremeled out to where the boom would fit in tight, and then cut it out just a little bit bigger so the flange on the tail would actually slide in and lock in and be good and snug and tight, and then epoxy that all into place. And of course I covered all this up with some vinyl that I had to cover up all that mess anyway. And then also in the front of it, in order to stabilize it even further, look back in here, you can see the foam back in there that I cut, that fits right in just like a cork. And I used a thick styrofoam 3/4 inch, and I just kind of whittled away at it till I got it to where it would fit just tight like a cork. Then I CA'd that into place, cut the hole and everything for the boom and the control rod, and then put a piece of memory foam in there and cut a slot in it, so when I slide it through, it's actually good and snug. And that fits like right in here on the inside, like a cork plug, to keep everything good, straight, and solid all the way back. Also, I had bought some 1/4 inch square spruce from Hobby Express in order to reinforce the frame like they'd recommended. You can see the spur right up here in front that I did, and I did another one back in the rear of the helicopter. Plus on this, I took in the back, instead of screwing it in, I ran one of these across the frame in the back and just zip tied it to the frame. And then I put some Velcro, you can see it there. Let me get on the other side here and there's some light. I put some Velcro on the frame and the rod that I pushed through underneath that's actually zip tied to the frame, so it wouldn't slide back and forth when I Velcro it down really good. And I put a piece of memory foam underneath there in the back, and up here in the front you can see, and that was just for vibration and noise, and you can see it's zip tied again. I also took some just regular foam rubber that I had laying around the house like this, just real soft foam, and I CA'd some to the bottom of the fuse. And then on the sides here, I didn't actually CA it into place. It's just loose in there, but again, it was just for noise reduction and stuff and vibration. I didn't, you know, I wanted it to be as quiet as possible. And then the spurs that I put in the back, you can see them way back there underneath. I did one from the bottom of the fuse up to the plywood wood frame there, and then one underneath here in the front. You can see it, which I'll be putting some more right up here in the very front of this, because when the battery sets in there, you can kind of see that's kind of weak. So I'm going to be bringing some up from the bottom into the top here and run them across here to make this good and tight, because the 3000 milliamp packs that I have weigh about 509 grams, which this thing is so crazy tail heavy. I had to actually put a bunch of lead weight. Now that's a bundle in there. That's 7 grams each square, and that's about 104 grams or so of weight in the front, which is crazy. But again, the fuselage on this thing and all that fiberglass in the back really gets heavy. Even though the battery sets way up here in the front, it's still not enough weight. Now I have a buddy recommend that I use 5000 milliamp packs, which are going to weigh a little bit more, probably about 680 or 700 grams, which is, you know, I'd be able to remove some of this weight up in here hopefully. But anyway, all in all, it's a fantastic fuselage. I love the way it's built. It's good, solid construction. But then again, you really have to do some work on this in order to get it good and solid. And if any of you have watched my site where I've actually tested this out, the first test, you can see where the tail's moving, and then the last few flights that I've got on my videos or on my YouTube station, you can see where it's actually stable and flying real well due to what I had to do to the tail. I added a little bit of bling to it. I added Travis County and danger for the tail, and of course I added Starflight and a few stars on it to give it a little bit more bling, but that was just, you know, just something that I wanted to add to it. But all in all, like I say, this is a fantastic fuselage. HeliArtist did a super job on this thing, and looking forward to probably building another one of these, maybe an M500E. But all in all, works really good. It's fantastic flying and everything. So anybody that's thinking about buying one of these, I think you're going to have a really good time messing with it, and it just fantastic. So anyway, hope to talk to you all soon, and have a good day.